From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics, this is Sports Extra.
A packed weekend of Carolina athletics got underway with a nail-biter last night. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm Zach Engler.
And I'm Julia Roth. Thanks for joining us. In a game that couldn't be settled in 4 quarters, UNC fought Pittsburgh into overtime. The game looked like it was going to be a blowout as the Heels trailed by 17 in the first quarter. It wasn't until the middle of the second quarter that the offense showed a heartbeat. Sam Howell threw a 76-yard laser to Antoine Green, getting Carolina on the board. But the Heels were down 23-7 at the half. Heading into the third quarter, Carolina struck first with Howell finding Green again for the Heels' second touchdown. With Pitt unable to get going offensively thanks to clutch defense from the Heels, UNC was in position to mount a comeback, trailing by 10 going into the fourth. Sam Howell took this one to the end zone himself for a 1-yard touchdown to make it 23-20. A field goal from Grayson Atkins tied it up with less than a minute on the clock, sending the game into overtime. Overtime did not last long, though, as UNC was unable to spark anything offensively. Pittsburgh scored a touchdown to win 30-23.
Second half, we played as good defense as we played all year and had our chances, but the defense gave us a chance. The offense was awful the first half, as bad as I've ever seen. Offensively, they came back and we did a better job of moving the ball, but we still get stopped on a couple of fourth downs. And I should have gone for the 4th and 2 at the end. I don't know why we can't put a whole game together and have both sides play well.
For more about the Heels grabbing defeat from the jaws of victory, let's go to football analyst Jacob Karabatsos, live in the studio. Jacob?
This UNC team has taken on a familiar identity in the past couple of games, the comeback kids. After completing an 18-point comeback last Saturday against Wake Forest, the Heels found themselves down again by 16 at halftime last night. The first half left fans in absolute disgust as the offensive line gave up 6 sacks and the defense allowed 337 total yards. An impressively bad display. Outside of the Sam Howell dot to Anton Green for a 76-yard touchdown, the usually special offense could not get anything going. But Mac must have really lit them up in the locker room because these boys came out fired up in the second half. How were they able to mount the comeback against the NCAA's number 3 ranked offense? The offense put points on the board, but the defense was the reason this comeback was even possible. It started on the first defensive drive when this Jeremiah Gemmel sack forced a Pitt 3 and out. Then, when Pitt looked primed to score again with 1st and 10 at the UNC 21, Cedric Gray and Tomon Fox recorded back-to-back sacks, forcing a missed field goal and giving Fox his 26th sack as a Tar Heel. And Gemmel made the biggest play of the game, putting the pick in Pickett and turning over the Pitt QB when the Heels needed it most. The defense played its best half of football of the entire season, holding Pitt to only 79 yards of offense and 0 points in the third and fourth quarters. This wasn't a product of luck. UNC changed the game plan. After rushing 4 for most of the first half, didn't work. Watch this sack by Cedric Gray again. As you can see, the team is rushing 4. Cedric Gray has dropped back into cover 2, but comes late on a delayed linebacker blitz, and Pickett gets sacked in the pocket. And now we see Tomon Fox again with another sack. This made Pickett uncomfortable all night, and they were able to get things done. And that is what resulted in defensive excellence. So why didn't UNC complete the comeback then? What happened? Penalties. The team was undisciplined, totaling 12 penalties for 104 yards, one of which took the Heels off the Pitt 2-yard line with less than a minute remaining, leading to a field goal, which led to overtime, which led to an L. The Heels can't commit dumb penalties if they want to win. Point blank, period. Back to you guys.
That's football analyst Jacob Karabatsos maxing out the truth meter. Thanks.
Through the wins and the losses, quarterback Sam Howell is creating UNC history, football history, this season. During the game against Wake Forest, Howell broke the Carolina record for total offensive yards, previously held by Marquise Williams. This is in addition to the many other records he already holds. Jasmine Baker has more on the quarterback's success.
Here's Howell.
Sam Howell, the career, single season, and single game record holder for passing yards, passing touchdowns, and total offensive yards. But the 3-year starter at quarterback doesn't play to break records or be remembered in the UNC Hall of Fame. He plays for his team.
Coming in, I really don't set many personal goals. I know as a quarterback, my main goal is try to do everything I can to help this team win games. I try to go out there every single week and give these guys everything I got. I really don't focus on the record.
Pass is caught.
Howell is grateful for the relationships he's made with those who came before him, such as Marquise Williams.
I get texts from Marquise every single day. He's a true big brother to me. He's always encouraged me to break his records. And he always says, if someone's going to break it, I want it to be you. I just kind of love having him in my corner.
Even before Howell's record-breaking season, head coach Mac Brown recognized his dedication to his leadership role.
He's over here more than I am. I said the other night, if they chose me or Sam to go to the game, I'd send him because he's more important than I am and could run this team. He's smart. He's tough. He's the hardest worker on the team. He gets it.
With 2 games left in the regular season, Howell will continue to widen the gap between him and everyone else. He's a Tar Heel legend. I'm Jasmine Baker reporting.
Led by Sam Howell, the Heels will play in Keenan for one final time this season. That game's next Saturday against the Wofford Terriers. The UNC field hockey team begins its defense of the national championship tonight in the first round of the NCAA tournament against Northwestern. The Wildcats enter tonight's matchup after suffering a first-round loss to Michigan in the Big Ten tournament, while the Tar Heels capped off their season with a 1-0 victory against Virginia in the ACC championship game. The Tar Heels defense could have its hands full with Northwestern's offense, which scored 25 goals in the past 6 games. On the other side, the Wildcats defense will have to corral the GOAT Aaron Matson, who scored all but 2 of the Tar Heels goals in the ACC tournament. The game is at 3:30 in Iowa City, Iowa.
The men's basketball team is set for game number 2 of the Hubert Davis era, tonight at 9 against Brown. In a victory against Loyola on Tuesday night, the number 19 ranked Carolina team showed its offensive versatility. 4 players scored in double digits. Caleb Love led the way with 22 points while also having 0 turnovers. Look for more offensive firepower in the game tonight. The Lady Tar Heels basketball team also started off the season Tuesday against North Carolina A&T in a dominant 92-47 victory. In a balanced offensive attack, 5 Tar Heels scored in double digits. However, they committed 18 turnovers, which they look to improve on in their matchup against Charlotte on Sunday at 3:30 p.m. The second-seeded UNC women's soccer team is set to take on South Carolina tomorrow at 2 in the first round of the NCAA tournament. After finishing a grueling ACC regular schedule, UNC boasts a 12-2-3 record heading into its matchup with the 11-6-1 Gamecocks. UNC's 3-1-1 record against common opponents is slightly better than South Carolina's 3-2 record. The Tar Heels finished their season on a 2-game win streak, while the Gamecocks fell to Auburn in the first round of the SEC tournament. This marks the 3rd time the 2 teams have played in the NCAA tournament, and the Tar Heels won the last contest 1-0 in 2016. The winner of tomorrow's game will take on the winner of the Xtra versus Providence game.
5 Tar Heels are on the ACC's all-conference men's soccer team. Graduate goaltender Alex Smurr earned first-team honors after posting 9 clean sheets, and his shutout percentage ranked 4th in the country entering this week's ACC championship. Midfielder Joe Pickering and defenseman Filippo Zadarin made 3rd team. Both players started all 18 games and played the full 90 minutes each time. True freshmen Tega Ikoba and Ken Bellini earned all freshman honors. Ikoba currently leads the Tar Heels in goals with 6 and points with 14. The Tar Heels will find out their NCAA tournament fate on Monday at 1 p.m. Coming off a 2-match losing streak, the volleyball team is looking to make a rebound this weekend. The Heels start their weekend today at 4 against the Virginia Tech Hokies. Last time they met, the Heels swept the match in 3 sets. The Heels won't travel far after that match as they compete at UVA on Sunday at 3. When the Who's last visited the Heels, UVA took the match after giving up one set.
The Heels have a ton of action coming up this weekend. Cross country kicks things off in the NCAA Southeast Regional Competition going on as we speak. Benson competes at the Air Force Academy all day Saturday and Sunday. And the women's rowing team closes out the weekend in Charlottesville at the Ravenna Romp. Many people often think of table tennis as a fun game to play at home. But for some Tar Heels, table tennis is much more. Reporter Alex Phillips picks up the story.
UNC Men's Table Tennis Club's Jasper O has been a part of the club for only the past year and now serves as the club's president. However, table tennis has been a part of his life for much longer than that.
I remember we went back to China when I was 5 years old, and they had these local table tennis centers, and me and my brother went there. We instantly fell in love. So for the past, I'd say 15 years, I've just been playing both professionally and competitively.
This passion for table tennis then led to Jasper joining the club at UNC. Since being founded a decade ago, the club has continued to grow in popularity.
It was founded in 2011, and it started with just a couple of people, and then over the years it has grown to become a club that has over 25 people.
The club also competes in many competitions in the National Collegiate Tennis Association.
Out of the 6 schools that are in the Carolina division, only 2 of them qualify, and each and every single year that we have competed, we have qualified, and just a couple weeks ago in Charlotte, we were able to beat Duke.
The club even encourages those who don't have experience to join.
I think that anybody that doesn't have prior experience shouldn't be a barrier to joining table tennis. It truly is a lifelong sport. I've been around it my whole entire life. I've seen people that are 5 years old. I've seen people that are 85 years old, and they're all able to exercise. They're all able to have fun, and it's really great physical exercise at the end of the day.
Whether you're looking for a new sport, friends, or a way to de-stress, the Table Tennis Club welcomes you. I'm Alex Phillips reporting.
All right, Zach, do you want to talk about the football game last night?
Look, Julia, the honest answer is no, but I guess you could say like the happy answer is also no.
Maybe it was the heartbreak that we all needed to enjoy Taylor Swift's album release today. Maybe.
That does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Monday with all of the highlights from another exciting weekend of Carolina athletics.